Pick up your manga, pick up your things, tune into your anime and get yourself together, because it's time to weeb about it. Talking about all these things, time to weeb about it. Talking about anime, it's time to weeb about it.
Hi, my name is HRL.
And my name is Sata.
And this is Weeb About It. This is an anime, guys. Anime podcast, I should say. Where we basically talk about video games and anime, and actually, yes, video games might be in the future, just in case if our anime does have a video game, I do want to kind of talk about that in the future. But again, for now, we're mainly talking about anime. But yes, I'm here with Sata.
Hi.
Are you excited for this fancy episode?
I think I am.
Because this is probably one of my fiance's most favorite fucking anime, like, ever. You want to talk about fanfics? She got the fanfics, alright? But today we're talking about a shonen anime called Dr. Stone. We'll be covering Season 1 in this episode. Season 1 is 24 episodes, 24 minutes long. And this makes the total runtime for 576 minutes, or 9 hours, 9.6 hours long.
Yep.
So talk about a fucking binge, guys. You want to binge a series? There you go. That's how you binge a fucking series.
I love the 24 episode ones because that's a binge worth time. I don't know when the last episode we recorded is gonna come out, but that one was a short one. I'm not gonna say the name because why would spoil it in case this guy comes beforehand? You know,
we don't know. We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, this series was created by Riichiro Inagaki, and the director of the anime is gonna be Shinya Ino.
Ooh.
This anime came out back in July of 2019. I remember it coming out. I remember being hesitant. And then I just kept seeing all these good reviews, and I'm like, you know what? I'll watch it, and I binged it.
Yeah. No, Dr. Stone, I personally, and before we get into like the good and bad and the whole summary and stuff, I would say Dr. Stone was one of those animes where I was very hesitant on watching it because it didn't seem like my kind of anime. And I think it was you, Sada, who actually told me, like, hey, this is actually really fucking good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is one of the few animes I had introduced you to.
Mm-hmm. By the way, to give you guys like a little bit of a lore background, I think we talked about this in a past episode, but I'm the one who got Sada into anime.
Actually, that is not true.
What?
You got me into more of the shonen anime.
Yeah, I got into more shonen. Yeah,
you got me, like, you introduced me to My Hero Academia,
which you said sucked at first.
I did say it sucked. The first episode I wasn't drawn in. The second episode I ended up quitting halfway through, and then I just finished my fairy tale, and then I decided to come back because I think around the time the third season had come out, and that was gaining a lot of hype. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. And after the second episode, it was the third episode then on that I was like, oh shit, this is actually good. The first two episodes brought it down for me because it wasn't grabbing my attention, but third episode onwards, real great.
Mm-hmm.
But no, actually, it was a high school friend of mine, Dai, who introduced me to anime.
Really?
Yeah, she was the one. Back when I was a sophomore, she introduced me to Aikatsu.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss Dai, man. Shout out to Dai. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No.
We haven't seen her since high school. Shit.
Yeah, she is my senpai.
Yeah. What? I like how my response was like, yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Motherfucker, I'm your senpai. I'm just kidding.
I'm older than you.
I know. That's the worst part. Guys, she's my senpai. I'm just kidding.
No, Dai, it was like this whole thing because Dai had introduced so many people to anime back in high school. And I'm not saying her last name. She introduced so many of us to anime, and it became just like this joke of calling her our senpai. We were her kohakus.
Oh my fucking god.
I think that was how you pronounce it.
Well, speaking of kohaku, let's get back into Dr. Stone. So, it's such a good segue. So let's get into the summary of this, guys. I know we kind of wasted a little bit of your time, but yeah, let's get into the summary of this. So, baby, what would you mind reading in the description?
Several thousand years after a mysterious... I can't do it.
Here, I got it. Several thousand years after the mysterious phenomena that turned all of humanity to stone, the extraordinarily intelligent, science-driven boy, Senku... How do you say his name? Ishigami awakens, facing the world of stone and a total collapse of civilization. Senku makes up his mind to use science to rebuild the world. Starting with a super strong childhood friend named Taiju Oki, who awaken at the same time they will begin to rebuild civilization from nothing. Excuse me, I'm over there. What was I say? Depicting?
Yeah,
depicting 2 million years of scientific history from the Stone Age to the present day. The unprecedented crafting adventure story is about to begin.
I'm glad you knew where I was trying to go with that.
Yeah, I know. No.
Sorry, guys.
Starring Jason Carn.
I wanted to do the deep voice, and I can make my voice deep. As you can probably hear, my voice is naturally deeper. Which is not the case. And if I were to ever meet any of you guys in person, this is not the voice you're gonna hear.
You won't hear any voice because she will not talk to you.
I choked. That first line, I just choked. What the hell? I just registered what you said.
You're antisocial.
I know.
But Sana did also put on the notes that there are a few recaps out there, anti-caps. Anti-caps. Has a few videos on Dr. Stone that are all under 20 minutes. Then Ani King has the full season recap, which is around 42 minutes and stuff like that. But so if you guys don't want to hear us, or just don't want to hear that shitty fucking description I just gave, not because you wrote it shitty. No,
I didn't write it. This is the summary I got straight from Anime Planet, which I believe they took straight from Crunchyroll.
Oh.
So I didn't write this. If I had to describe what this story is going to be about, I would say we start off with Taiju, our secondary guy. He's not even secondary.
Fuck.
Okay,
it's side character.
We have our side character, Taiju Oki, who's going to confess his love to Yuzuriha. And just before he can say his love, the world turns to stone after a mysterious green light. And then 3,700 years later, Senku awakens and he begins his trek to rebuild humanity. Taiju reawakens 6 months after Senku, and together they finally find a formula to crack the petrification. And then we meet our main bad guy for like 2 seasons. Tsukasa.
Yeah.
And now we have to battle, but we have a battle between the new world and the old world, and civilization, like scientific civilization versus Stone Age civilization. It's essentially what it's gonna be. But this is definitely one of my favorites. This is gonna be in my top 5.
Yeah, we're in top 5, ladies and gentlemen.
This anime is definitely in my top 5 currently, and who knows, anime is constantly coming out. It might change. I would put it probably put it in my top 3, because there's going to be Ouran High School, there's one that we haven't recorded yet, and then I would go Dr. Stone.
Yeah. Can't wait for the initial D episode, guys. It's the end. But no, I would say that a great description. That was probably the best description to kind of give compared to what they give. That's just
how the story started.
Yeah. What the description here? Yeah, it does sound like a Crunchyroll description. Better than Netflix though. Oh
my god,
Netflix probably like 2 boys trying to save the world after everyone got turned to stone.
I wish I remembered what Netflix description was. I remember when Dr. Stone was once on Netflix for a little bit.
It was a terrible fucking description.
I bet. I mean, when Avatar first came onto Netflix, everyone was like, hold on, this description doesn't match. And I mean Avatar, the legit Avatar, not Avatar, the blue people.
The blue kitty cats.
Blue kitty cats.
But yes. No, okay, so let's go into characters. So, guys, if you guys want to know what the Dr. Stone is, this is the characters. Let's get to talk about the characters. So, yes.
So, I will be attempting. I have my phone doing something else right now, so I can't use it to read.
Dumbass.
Sound like you said dumbass.
No.
I know what you said, but and anyways. First we have Senku. He's gonna be our main character.
Mm-hmm.
He is the science guy. He's a fucking genius with a scary good memory for history and science, and he is the creator of the revival fluid. He later becomes the chief of Ishigami Village, which I think we'll get into. And then he is also the leader of the Kingdom of Science. Next, we have Taiju, who is Senku's best friend. I just realized I didn't put much description for most of these people, so I'm going to add on. Taiju is the lovable oaf. He is not the smartest, but he is freakishly strong with a stamina to match. There is no one he's not a fighter. He is also the most pacifistic.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The pacifist character.
Yeah, he is the most pacifist character. He doesn't fight.
He's a bitch, not fucker, dude.
He stands up for his friends, and he gets his ass handed to him without getting his ass handed to him. Like, he can take a hit and stay standing. And now, then we move on to Senku's other good friend, Yuzuriha. She is also Taiju's love interest. She's an expert craftswoman, I would say. Like, she can sew an entire outfit. She can sew an entire closet worth of outfits within just a few minutes. She's very talented. She can crochet, she can knit, she can sew, she can piece together statues, which I think is a part of season 1, but if it wasn't, I'm sorry. I don't know why this would be a spoiler for you, but this is a spoiler. She glues all of these smashed statues back together, which is like an incredible feat because these are life-size humans. All right. Next, we have Tsukasa, who's going to be the antagonist of season 1. He is the leader of Tsukasa Empire. His goal is to keep science, the modern weapons mainly, out of this world. He believes that if we bring back the adults, we're going to corrupt the world because it is them that is responsible for how horrible the world is. And this stems from some childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he's not wrong.
He wasn't wrong, but he is also technically a murderer. Next we get our first character. I think I put these kind of in order of appearance. Next we get our first character, Kohaku, who is another main character. Like, she's more of a main character than Taiju and Yuzuriha will be later on in the series. Mm-hmm. She's a gorilla. Not literally. This is just the running gag. She is a gorilla. She is freakishly strong. She's probably stronger than Taiju. She's definitely going to be stronger than Tsukasa, I think. Because I would argue that when they first fight, Tsukasa kind of cheated. I think he would have lost. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Because he decided that he needed to end this fight by cutting a tree and having it fall on her. And she fucking lives. Mm-hmm. No injuries. She lives. A tree fell on her and she lived. But she's going to be a descendant of the few people who survived, who we will get into. Next we have Chrome, another character from Ishigami Village, another main character. He was the magic guy who then turned into a scientist, and he becomes like one of the smartest people around too, as he learns from Senku, as he watches things, as he comes up with his own idea eventually. That all ends up being things that already exist, but it's kind of nice because we get to see just how good introducing someone who's new to science versus someone who knows all science is. Because while he doesn't come up with anything that didn't already exist at one point, he comes up with an idea that Senku didn't think of.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so important. Like the headlamp, which I think might have actually been season 1. I think it was season 1.
I think
it
so
might
too,
have been
yeah.
Stone Wars. Next is Gen, my favorite character.
Oh God! Don't get me fucking started. I'm not even gonna out you like that. Nah, I heard Gin and I was like, shit.
Gen is definitely my favorite character. He's a very charismatic dude. He is a liar. He does magic tricks. He plays double agent for most of season 1. He even continues to do double agent kind of shit throughout the rest of the series. I have read this manga. This is why Gen's my favorite. As he goes along, he develops, and he quickly became my favorite. This hasn't been animated yet as far as my knowledge goes, but there's a scene that I just love. But yeah, he's gonna be like our half black haired, half white haired magician. He's really good at manipulating. He knows how to control a conversation. He is an extremely smart in his own sense.
Mm-hmm.
He is a different kind of smart from Senku. Next we have Suika, who is just this cute little girl who has a melon on her head, and the reason she has this melon on her head with little holes in it, which aren't actually little to us because that would look a little weird, is because she has extremely poor vision. She later gets glasses, but those glasses are just pieces of glass put into her melon head.
Yeah.
Next is Ginro. He is the younger brother of Kinro, and he is a huge coward, but he has his moments. He's extremely selfish, and he's extremely perverted, and he loves ramen. He literally says when he decided, you know what, I'm gonna win this grand bout, that all the men are gonna get harems. We're gonna eat ramen every single day. Like, and then one of the points made out that I don't think was said in the anime, but I do believe it was in the manga, was there's not enough females for that. Next is Kinro, who is the exact opposite of Ginro. He is very brave. He is stubborn. I guess they're both stubborn. He is loyal to a fault. And he has poor eyesight, which does get fixed near the end of season 1. After Kinro, we have Kasaki, who is going to be an old man, about 70 or 80 years old, and he is the craftsman of the Ishigami village. He is super buff. He likes to rip his clothes off when he's excited, especially about a new project or something he's never seen before. He loves a challenge. Then we got Kokuyo, who is the former village chief after Senku takes over. He is the father of Kohaku and Ruri. After Kokuyo, we got Magma, who's kind of like the bad guy. He's just a brute who wants to be the chief, even willing to kill for that position. Mantle is Magma's follower. He's a short, stubby little man who just gives you this weird vibe. He has the worst personality out of everyone in the series. He doesn't really get any kind of redemption, but because he follows Magma and Magma gets this redemption, he's now good too. He's also just not that bright.
No.
Ruri, she's a very important character. She helps set everything into motion in a sense. She is the village priestess. Now, this isn't like a religious priestess. I can't remember the reason she's called it, but she is the holder of the 100 tales. She has all 100 tales memorized to the word. She is also Kohaku's older sister, and her job is to keep the stories alive. Next, we have our first or second antagonist, I could say, Hyoga. He is the one with the spear kill, the Kubayabi, I think it was pronounced, which I guess is like a fighting style where he thrusts his spear and he spins it, and it looks like it's spinning in a weird motion, so you can't predict where it's going to land. But he has full control. Then you have his technically follower, Homura, who is a former Olympic gymnast. She's got pink hair. I'm pretty sure she's the only one with pink hair. Finally, we get on to the astronauts. The astronauts are the ones who had survived the purge of Earth. I don't know why I called it a purge, but I am gonna call it a purge.
It basically kind of was a purge. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I finished the manga. I know who the real bad guys are. I'm not gonna say shit.
I ain't saying shit either. I already know.
Because this hasn't been animated yet. So even though the manga's been done for about a year and a half, 2 years, people don't read mangas. So I'm not gonna say anything. And it hasn't even been hinted at. It's been guessed a few times, but it hasn't been actually explored yet, because that is the next arc of after what came out recently. But anyways, we have the astronauts. The first one, the most important one, is Byakuya Ishigami. Byakuya is Senku's adoptive father. He is the founder of Ishigami Village, and he is the creator of the 100 Tales. Next, we have Lillian, who is an American singer. She paid $4.5 million just to get a seat on the Soyuz rocket, and she is renowned for being the first singer to do a performance up in space. Not finally, I shouldn't say that. After Lillian, we have Connie, who is an American astronaut who later marries Shamal after the world is petrified. Then we have Shamal, who was the pilot of the astronauts on the ISS, and he is the one who later marries Connie. We have Dahlia and Yakov, who are both Russian doctors up on the ISS. They are married to each other. And all 6 of these people are the only survivors purely because they were up in space when the green light hit. They travel down, and this is something you don't learn until 4th to last episode, I want to say. I want to say it was like episode 20, if not 22. Mm. It was an even number, I think. Watch me be wrong. But how they survived is that they were up in space, the green light hit, they all witnessed what happened. They tried to figure out what was going on. Communication is broken, or actually it's not broken, but they just can't get a hold of anyone. And finally someone comes up with the bright idea to check live feeds. And they do, and they find out everyone has been turned to stone. They take it upon themselves to try and get back down to Earth. And while the first shuttle pod, you know more about space stuff than I do. So I look for you for confirmation.
The first pod, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it lands upside down in the ocean, I think.
Yeah.
And so the people inside that first one were Lillian, Connie, and Shamal. Next, we after they fail to reach land, Byakuya, Dahlia, and Yakov go down too. They do hit land. They land on a mostly abandoned island. And Byakuya rows for 10 hours just to get to the pod to save them. They try to figure out what happened, but they're on an abandoned island. They're far away from mainland because it's an uncharted island. They do what they can, and eventually they just have to accept that they can't do anything, that someone else in the future will. And Byakuya is confident that it will be his son, Senku.
Yep.
Because Byakuya is probably the best father figure out there.
Yes, I would agree.
He's not blood related to Senku. He is super supportive in Senku's ambitions. He doesn't tell his son no unless it's like, you're gonna fucking die, I assume. And he encouraged Senku to be the man he is, all while maintaining mostly good,
intentions. Yeah.
So his confidence in his son's intellect ends up being their lifesaver. He leaves a disc for them explaining what happened. He using all of their scientist skills, they create a capsule, I believe. And their descendants all end up forming Ishigami Village.
Yep.
So those are all the characters. Byakuya is like my favorite father figure I have ever read about, because you won't find one who is so damn supportive, especially with all the shenanigans Senku gets up to. Now we're gonna move on to the good stuff.
Yep. So now we can move into the good and bad. And now it's a long description, but it was worth it. It was definitely good job, baby.
Thank you. Because here's the thing, guys. I need to give you guys a good description because the nice thing about Dr. Stone is there's not a lot of characters. These characters are going to be the same one we'll talk about in season 2, the Stone Wars, because I think season 2 only introduces like 3 more new characters.
Yeah, that's
and then when we get to Ryusui, the special, the episode special, you get introduced to 2 more new characters. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go on to season 3 later, the Treasure Island arc, which, by the way, is my favorite arc. I cannot wait to get to that. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, we still haven't watched the season 3 of it yet.
We still haven't watched the special. We still haven't watched season 3 at the time of this recording.
Yes.
When season 3 happens, we'll probably get another long description like this because we're going to have a lot of characters. Now, if you are completely new to Dr. Stone and you're in the dark, let's just say we're probably going to introduce like 10 more new characters because they travel. They will travel and find more people. But anyways, the first thing, Atro.
Animation. It's fucking phenomenal. I think honestly the animation is probably one of the things that I really love about Dr. Stone. It has a very interesting art style from the creator itself, from the manga. So yeah, it definitely translated well.
Not just the creator, Boichi. Oh my god, Boichi. Your art skills are fucking gorgeous. I love his art style.
It's good. It's it's new. Like I don't think it's any other art style like it. Like
I wouldn't say there's no art style like it, but you got to watch him improve as you read the manga.
Really?
You watched him improve, and he improved to a point where I was like just gobsmacked with this one panel. I showed you it with the water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. Expect me to gush about the art style when I talk about the manga. Yeah. I will never not talk about how beautiful his artwork is.
You're so cute. On to the but yes, the animation
is gorgeous.
Yeah, no, they did a really fucking good job of translating that into there and still keeping that. I would say that art style, that sense of everything.
You got the idea. Like, we know not all details can be translated into animation. Mm-hmm. Not unless you go back to 2D animation, and that's just expensive nowadays. So yeah, it was really good. All the characters are still what they are. They kept the scenic stuff the same too. There were several moments in the anime where we were robbed though. Like Senku with his wet hair, we were robbed of that.
Oh my god. Fucking Christ. Alright, this is where the no, this is where your fan fiction starts kicking in. Alright.
No, hold on. We were also robbed of a really funny moment in the manga panel when they were all thinking like, okay, we need 2 people who can work in sync, and they all look over kind of creepily at Kinro and Ginro. Instead of them like with their big heads and goofy smiles looking at the 2, we get them in normal form, non-chibi form, confronting the 2.
No, that's it.
So yeah, it's a pretty popular like we were robbed moment. I will have a photo up on the screen when as I'm talking about this.
All right, deal. The story, fucking goddamn, like just the first 2 seasons is you get really invested into these characters, even like down to the redemption arcs for some of them. It's really, really fucking good. Like these are very, very good storytelling. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Which also goes into our next point: the science behind a lot of this shit. You could tell the creator did his research when writing this.
Not only did he did his research, he consulted actual scientists. Now, this is something I will get into when it comes to the controversies. But I'm going to say this. The science is accurate. It has been proven that for the most part, it will work. Rather, it will work or theatrically will work.
Yeah, theatrically. Yeah. See, it's funny. Some words I just cannot say, and that's one I can say. Thank God. Yeah, theatrically, that it is a very much like it's anime. So I mean, of course, you're going to get more of a dramatized science, but it's still good dramatized science. Like, it's like you watch a science movie, they're like, I'm gonna hack into this, or I'm gonna mix these chemicals together, and it's like, that would never actually work. No, like, in Dr. Stone, they actually make science work.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And so, I pulled up the list of the arcs that season 1 goes to, because as Dr. Stone goes on, I've noticed they're gonna fully do what Demon Slayer did, where one arc is going to be one season. Season 1 was not that, and I don't hate it. It's a really good way to get people invested.
Mm-hmm.
So the arcs that they go through is the Kingdom of Science arc, the Tsukasa, the Stone, like the Prologue Saga. The Prologue Saga is all done. Then we have Isugami Village arc, which is going to be the Kingdom of Science. The video games arc, which was actually pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Village Origins arc, which is when I was telling you the story about how they got to where they are. And it's going to go over parts of the Stone Wars arc. So like all the Vios versus Hyoga arc, those 2 episodes, that is part of the Stone Wars arc. And then about half of the actual communications arc is going to be at the end of season 1. But then from there we have the Stone Wars arc as season 2. But I love that they had included all these different stories. I think it works very well. What do you think?
Oh no, 100%. No, it's fucking, and like I said, the way they pieced everything together, and like I said, like just the way the story kind of goes along, you really get like invested into these characters, and just like the world that is the Stone world,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but the mystery behind the blast, I'm glad they kept it kind of like a mystery, but they also kind of give you a lot of hints, and I already know what happens in the end. But
he does.
But I
can't remember if I was the one that told you.
You were.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so but like it's not like essentially like a drag on, but it's something that builds up. Like they're really good at building up story and building up these confrontation, like whether it be confrontation between like a arc villain per se.
Mm-hmm.
Very good build up, very good like just getting into the story, and like I said, getting invested, and then you get to the build up, get the confrontation, and then it's like, oh shit, this shit's fucking lit. And then moving on to the next thing, like you're excited to see more of a story. You're excited to see you're excited to see what's gonna happen next, and that's. Which also is going to bring me into the characters. I mean, we already talked about the characters. They're fucking awesome. Every fucking character is great, except that one dude, Mantle. Fuck Mantle. But
Mantle is just like that one side character.
Yeah, we don't care about Mantle. But then on top of that, the music. God. Okay, let me get away from the mic real quick. God forbid the music is fucking lit. All right. Yeah, no, the fucking music's
The music really is gorgeous. I will just listen to Senku's. I keep calling this show Senku. I will just listen to Dr. Stone music on YouTube because it is gorgeous. And I wrote down the team behind the music according to Anime Planet in their staff list for the first season. And those are Kato Tatsuya, Tsutsumi Hirokai, Kanesaka Yuki. If I butcher those names, I think we always mention we are American. My Japanese is horrendous. I just know simple characters.
I don't even speak Japanese.
Yeah. So we are doing our best. If you want to tell us how they're actually pronounced in the comments, we will appreciate it.
In the comment section.
Just don't be rude about it, okay? Because we are actually trying. We're not mocking them.
Yeah, no. And also, if you want to crucify us, at least do it to me. Aim it to me. Your boy. I know Ain't Llama. How you doing?
But, yeah, I do also love this mystery behind the blast. The music throughout everything was well thought up. It made sense for, like, not only the time period, but it's got, like, this almost Stone Age feel to it. And this, like, scientific feel, too. Like, even the little sound effects are good. It's just gorgeous, and it's real easy to just listen to. You can find the soundtrack on YouTube posted by so many people. There's like an 11-hour film out there just of Dr. Stone music.
Yeah, Senku music.
Yeah, Senku's music. So I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember it now.
I like how you look at me just to see if I
know.
remember. It's so cute. All right, the references though, they also do make a lot of references. Salt Bay, you get a couple on here, but Salt Bay, All Might, Godzilla, Momotaro, and Doraemon, and Dragon Quest, aka Monster. Wait, you mean aka Monster Hunter?
Dragon Quest is Monster Hunter.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, so here's the problem. When I was reading the manga, it was often referenced to Monster Hunter. In the anime, it's often referenced as Dragon Quest. And on the official wiki, it has been referenced as both too. I looked for a reference, like all occult references in Dr. Stone list, and they also said Dragon Quest, which is often also stated to be a Monster Hunter.
I think they got that wrong, because Monster Hunter is a whole different series.
Well, these games I've never played.
Yeah, I fucking played this game. Dragon Quest 8 is like my favorite. But Monster Hunter 3 is also one of my favorite in Monster Hunter World. But yeah, no, I think what they meant to say was like they're both referenced in here. I think that's what they meant to say that. Because AKA Monster, I was like, wait, hold on there. No, not the same game. Definitely not the same game.
Yeah.
I think Toriyama was one who fucking made Dragon Quest. So yeah.
So yeah, we got those references. So there's like a scene of Salt Bay, which if you don't know is the dude who sprinkles the salt with his arm arched.
Yeah.
I'm doing the motion as if you guys can see me. Then we have All Might. There's like this scene where Magma's talking about defeating his foes, I think, and he like
does the All Might face.
He does like the All Might face, I think, and he smashes the air and so the word smash appear. The tungsten turns into Godzilla near the end of the series.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Momotaro is just often referenced. Same as Doraemon. Cute little fact: it was Senku's favorite anime growing up. He grew up being inspired by science because of this Doraemon. And Dragon Quest or Monster Hunter or whatever kind of video game is often referenced. Like Senku's actually, even though it's never stated, you kind of get strong hints. Senku's pretty much a gamer. Yeah. Like,
yeah, who wouldn't be? Come on.
He's like, he knows the code. He makes plenty of video game references. There's shots of like before the petrification of his room and you see video game consoles everywhere. So I take that to mean that he must be like a gamer.
Yeah.
If not just very invested in how they work.
Probably, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get to the bad, which, by the way, this is going to be one of the few animes where we only have one fucking point. Even though I can agree with this point. One little point that only like this, the only thing we can think of, and that is the pacing can be a bit off.
Yeah, I'll
have you explain this one.
And it's a leading problem throughout the manga. The anime is very loyal to the original source. You're not going to get much like this. Of course, there's always those little snippets that have been cut out, rather it be for time or because it's been proven that not really matter. Or maybe they were one of those extra chapters, you know? Mm-hmm. But the pacing can be rushed in some cases. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense. So like how quickly Tsukasa turned against them. They revived Tsukasa and then he's their enemy all in one episode. There's also like just how quickly some of their inventions will go, and then there's some other aspects that just seem to drag on. But I personally don't hate the pacing. I actually quite enjoy it because sometimes you need time skips. I will talk about the pacing with every single season, and when I get to the manga edition, which I think I'll do next year, at the time of this recording, I should say, I will be bringing that up a lot more and later on because it does start to fall apart at some points. But for season 1, I don't find the pacing bothersome.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, the pacing for me was like there were some points where it's just like, oh, that happened quick. Like, like that's just literally my only thoughts on that one. That's my only thoughts on that one. Just like, oh shit, that happened quick. Oh fuck. Oh, all right. But the show's that good where it takes you a while for you to really catch on that. Oh shit, the pace kind of went a little quick for that. But
yeah, like the sulfuric acid arc could have been dragged on a little bit more in some areas and then rushed a little bit more in others. Yeah. But it's all the fact that it still flows smoothly for me.
Yeah, it keywords a bit off too, guys. Like,
yeah,
it's not like
the keyword is a bit.
Yeah. So it's not like, oh my god, it's so bad at this part. Like, no. Oh god, they just give me PTSD of One Piece, the fucking Foxy arc. Oh god,
I haven't gotten to that arc yet.
No, it's fucking shit. Mm-hmm. All right,
we'll talk about it when we get there too.
You One Piece fans will understand. Controversies though. On to the controversy. Now, I don't know shit about controversy, so I'll leave this one to Sada.
Well, there wasn't really any controversies, so much as a lot of people don't like this show. So why do people hate this show? I ended up Googling this question, and this all comes down to just one thing. It's unscientific, it's illogical, and unrealistic. Here's my response to that. No shit. It's an anime. The science is all real and things you can do in real life. Also, it's a fantasy fiction. Okay? You can't have an anime with full-on realistic science, all right? It's not gonna work. Doraemon does it, but he doesn't, okay? I've seen a few episodes of that show with the little fucking blue creature. A very long time ago. But, like, come on, guys. The whole point is that we have a modern man thrusted into the 3,700 years into the future where we're back in the Stone Age and he needs to take his modern scientific knowledge to bring back the world he knew. All right. And as I had once stated, the science is real. All right. The creator had consulted actual scientists. As you read the manga, you'll have these little author notes or like translator notes maybe, where they have a name and it will be like consulted with so and so from university, you know, to make sure that this is actually something that could happen. The science is theoretical and actual. All right. Mm-hmm. I don't know if actual is the real word I wanted to use, but we're gonna go with it. Everything that happens can happen. Does it mean that that's how it would actually work in real life? Should we suddenly be thrust into the Stone Age? Fuck no. All right? It's an anime. Get over yourselves. I always hated when people complained about Stone Wars and it's like, this science isn't real. Says who? They literally said, here's the step-by-step process. If you want to prove it's not real, do it yourself. But you're not going to. You just want something to complain about.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Next, the other thing that I just remembered is that a lot of people did not like Kasuki. Everyone was like, no, there's no way that this craftsman should suddenly be able to just perfectly master glass. And then everyone's like, he's not a master craftsman. Not everyone, I shouldn't say that. There are people out there who would be like, he's not a master craftsman. He's just a jack of all trades, you know, dabbles in all, master of none or something like that.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, no, my nose got a little stuffy. Yeah, continue.
And I would be like, I would argue from personal experience that yes, he can go from being able to create a suspension bridge that hasn't existed in thousands of years to being able to blow glass because he understands the delicacy. Delicateness.
Yeah,
delicacy is like a
sorry, the delicateness of crafting.
Yeah, he has the basic skills. He should be able to, and I take this from my own personal experience of where I am able to do just about every kind of art I've ever dabbled with. I can do pottery. I'm not actually a huge fan of it, but I've been able to do it pretty successfully. I can do glass blowing. I have done stained glass. Angel's got like a art piece I made from glass for my first year of ever doing glass work.
Mm-hmm. And if I broke it, you would have killed me.
I will. I can do acrylics, oil painting, watercolors. I can play so many instrument, guys. I know how to play 7 different instruments. And all it takes is the fact that I had the knowledge of one. My learning piano has resulted in me being able to play a lot of different instruments.
Mm-hmm. Same thing kind of with me. I self-taught myself how to sing opera, but from self-teaching myself how to sing opera, I've learned to actually sing in general. Like, I've learned how to sing different forms in different styles of music and stuff like that. So when people say that, like, oh, you can't learn if you learn this thing, it's like, also you have to also remember, this is the Stone Age. It's not currently our time where we're distracted by internet and we have to work a job and stuff like that. This is somebody who can dedicate their whole life to one specific thing. So if you understand one specific thing and you start learning something else, you have the time to actually do that stuff. And again, this is also fucking fiction. This is an anime, for fucking God's sake. This is a story. So of course, time, it can be sped up by saying, hey, this person's just really fucking smart. So yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna say this. Sada, did you want to finish this off real quick?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna keep talking a little bit more about some of the story for me. He's run off to get something. That's all. Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Stone is definitely like one of, as I've stated in the beginning of this podcast, it is my 3rd favorite anime. I would put it that high up there. And I've seen about 80 different animes. I'm not to 100, nowhere near 100 yet, but I've seen a good amount of different animes. There's a lot of animes that I've dropped. And one thing I don't like is when people decide to criticize a show for a reason that doesn't make sense. Like, it would be like if I were to criticize Dragon Ball Z for all of the character deaths they do and then how it's stupid because no one ever stays dead. If Angel was here right now, I know for a fact he'd have some choice words with what I just said. But oh shoot, you're gonna have to forgive me. My brain had just stopped working. Yeah, I would say this is one of the few, as I said, it's like way up there for me. I will give this anime a rating of 10 out of 10 stars. And the reason why is because there are very few faults behind it for me. This is a story I absolutely love reading. I have reread the manga twice, almost 3 times now, as I'm finishing it off for a 3rd time. I have written fan fiction about this anime. It's so good. I was just saying that when it comes to people who don't like a story and they list something that just like doesn't make sense, like, because this is anime logic, like people saying they hate Dragon Ball Z because of how characters are always dying but no one ever stays dead. Like, how that would be stupid.
Yeah, welcome to classic anime.
Yeah.
Look at Sailor Moon.
But, yeah, and then I just said I gave this 10 out of 10. So you can give your rating now.
Personally, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 10 out of 10 mainly because I can easily like anime. As much as I can easily hate it too. But Dr. Stone, I like the complexity of it. I love science. I love everything else. I love a lot of shit. And so it is definitely something that I really get invested to. And I think they just do it right. They just do it right, man. They just do it right. Mm-hmm. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. And again, if you don't feel like watching this for 9.6 hours, you can watch the recaps from Annie Capped. He has a few videos that are all under 20 minutes long. Or you can watch the entire season recapped by Annie King, and that video is going to be around 42 minutes long. Mm-hmm. I loved this anime. As I keep saying, I love the story. I love Gen. He's my favorite. I love Senku. I love the different kinds of smarts that they have going on, how everyone complements each other, their character development as we see. I'm going to leave this with like just my own personal headcanon, and this stems from my own personality, I guess. Not personality, I don't want to say it. From my own condition, where after rereading Dr. Stone a second time and then going back for a third time, I kind of think that Senku is like kind of on the autism scale. And I looked it up, and there's a lot of people out there who would agree with me. I know some people out there hate the thought of, oh, that's a stereotype. He's autistic, so therefore he loves science. You know, he's autistic. He's a science man. He's a numbers man, blah, blah, blah. But there's certain traits that he does that I just kind of find interesting and relatable. Which is probably another reason. Yeah, because that's probably another reason as to why I really like this, because I can relate to some extent to the main character, which is, some people are fucking idiots and they just don't use logic. Like, why? But, I think that's all we have to say.
But if you do love the podcast and definitely want to just kind of keep following along, hit that fucking sub button, bro. Like, hit that sub button and that motherfucking notification bell, because if you want to catch more of us, there you go. We catch more of us. Also, definitely watch the past episodes. If you this happened to be your first episode, also if it is, hi.
Ohayo Sakai.
Oh my god, I love that. So yeah, enough gushing. But yes, if you guys also want to say anything in the comment section, like here's Sada's question. Here's your little question for the fucking podcast.
If you did try watching Dr. Stone and you did not end up liking it, I would love to know why. What threw you off? What made you decide this wasn't an anime for you? I am not going to harp on you. I know I keep saying this is my favorite anime, but I love hearing other people's opinions. So, that is my question to you guys today. If you watched Dr. Stone and you didn't like it, please tell me why.
And also, not just that.
And if you loved it, please tell me why too.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. But hey, I guess that'll be it for us. We're gonna eat some Domino's pizza because that shit sounds delicious. And so I want you guys to kick some ass, live life to the fullest, enjoy yourself, and also
sayonara.
Huh? Sayonara?
Sayonara is Spanish. Sayonara is Japanese.
Oh, sayonara.
Sayonara. Anyways.
Oh my god.
His name.
My name's H.O. Salazar.
And my name is Sata.
And this
was Weeb About It.
I always fuck it up. And this was Weeb About It. All right. One of these days I'll get it, guys. All right. Peace out, guys.